How's it going, listeners? Welcome back to Cubold Cast. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the new Sons of the Forest game, as well as some news for the month of February.
Early access is finally out.
Yep.
I think we're all a little sick again, aren't we?
Well, I've never really... I still cough. Like, you guys heard me the other day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still coughing a lot, and I still have a lot of, I don't know how to say it. Just like boogers, like... Just
mucus.
It's not like normal boogers. It's like the sick boogers where they're like kind of green and like slimy.
Yeah, I had that for like a week after, but then recently this last week, I ended up staying up for like 40 hours because I was stupid, and now I feel awful. Like I immediately started getting sick again after that.
Yeah. I don't know why.
It wasn't on purpose.
Like when like as you get older, you have the desire, like less and less of a desire to stay up like super late or like an all-nighter. Like when we were younger, we'd be like, oh, let's do an all-nighter.
Well, you want to, but your body doesn't respond well to it.
Yeah. Like that was the worst feeling when you did an all-nighter.
Yes, Avon. Sick emoji.
Bing bong.
Oh, for everyone listening and watching, this is actually our last time in this studio.
Well, in this room.
Yeah, in this studio. We'll be building, or we're moving locations in the building, and we're going to be building a new studio, so everything...
It's going to look different.
Yeah, everything will be different, like completely. It's going to be cool, though. We're really excited.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. We're going to have some nice brick backdrop, too.
Yeah.
So it'll be more official looking, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. It's going to be way more relaxed. And we have a lot of plans, but it's going to be a lot.
The studio will still exist, Zevi. Don't worry.
What do you say?
He said, no, the studio...
Well... Yeah, we're just moving like down a door.
Yeah, literally we're in the same building. It's just gonna look different.
Yeah, this beautiful table that we've randomly got is gonna be gone.
This thing is like
it's not
bad,
pretty rickety.
It's gonna be chill.
Yeah, it'll be nice.
It's also snowing out too.
Yeah, I know.
Snowing out.
It's a little slippery on the way here.
Yeah,
not too bad.
It's weird because where we are, we haven't had snow for the last like 3 months.
We've been waiting for it because we all like snow.
But now it's gonna hit today, Monday, like Thursday, Friday, all when we're going straight into March, which is the time where it's not supposed to be like that.
Yeah,
like it's supposed to be changing.
It's crazy. We got sponsored.
Whoa, what?
Eternal.
We got sponsored.
Oh, from how am I forgetting their name? Aura. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we've had them for a while, but I don't
we haven't been putting the ads in the live. We could throw it in today, I guess. Yeah. I don't know if they approved us for that.
Well, it's weird. Like, it's such a good sponsorship if you think about it, because like people get 2 weeks free. They don't have to put a credit card in there or anything. But yet, like, I think people are hesitant to sign up.
Yeah.
If you can sign up, like do the trial and then make sure it doesn't renew. I mean, there's no reason not to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I do that all the time with stuff.
Same. But like, it doesn't even require a credit card, I don't think.
Yeah, it's even better.
Yeah.
Like, I love when places do that. They have a free trial. I'll sign up. I'll do it. I'll make another account and sign up.
Yeah.
Like, I'll do it as many times as I can.
And sometimes the ones that don't like make you do a credit card, a lot of times I even stay with that service and end up being a paying customer.
Yeah, same. If it's good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole purpose of a free trial anyway.
Like sometimes I'll do a trial and I'll be like, I have to put my credit card info in, like, and then I'll just not or ignore it.
Yeah.
I think I did that with one of the AI stuff we were looking into.
You guys got Jake or Tommy tomorrow?
What?
Jake Paul's fighting Tommy Fury tomorrow.
Oh, they're still doing that?
Yeah. I want Jake to lose.
I don't know who's gonna win. Who said that? Eternal?
Ho Ho.
What's up, Ho Ho?
Just said it. No, but yeah, I want Tommy to win. I want Jake to lose. I want him to get off his high horse already.
I think he needs I think Tommy an actual boxer?
He's a retired boxer.
Why is it always the retired people?
He always tries to push for the people that haven't been training for a while, so he can easily defeat them.
Like, don't get me wrong, Jake is like a good fighter from like what I've seen. Like he looks like he's like in shape and he's training a lot, but he doesn't fight actual boxers.
Yeah, he fought like a basketball player one time.
And the contracts are always super sketchy. Like nearly all the time. In the contract they have a clause where you have to do, like, they already signed up for another fight afterwards. So it's like, I don't understand that, right? Because like, why would you fight someone again if you knew that someone was going to lose, and then there would be a rematch.
Yeah, a lot of people think that they're kind of rigged. Like so Jake is like paying them off to lose, so he can just like get his boxing record up.
Remember Ben Askren?
Yeah,
he's like a
dad bod.
Yeah,
we were voted for him.
I thought he was going to be good.
He looked like he was talking about how he trained and
well,
stuff.
he had a good track record aside from being the quickest knockout in UFC history.
Yeah,
that's not really a good track record. I mean, he was a wrestler, right?
But he was good in the wrestling world. That's why I was thinking like, oh, this guy's got a lot of credentials. Yeah, but that's
wrestling. Boxing is totally different. So
I don't know why, but the other day I went on a boxing rabbit trail and I was watching some Mike Tyson knockouts. That guy was a beast.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was so
He's
satisfying.
Scary.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah. Mike Tyson. Yeah, he was insane. I'm not even a boxing fan, but it was just fun watching him knock out a guy in 3 hits into the match and crazy stuff like that.
I'm not either, but it's fun to sometimes a lot of times we'll watch the celebrity ones or like the
KSI ones we watched. I like 1 or 2 of them.
Like, I'm not like a sports guy, but it's kind of fun seeing like someone you want to get knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one fight I watched from Mike Tyson. There's another guy who was also really renowned. And they were just beating on each other the whole time. And every time Mike Tyson hit him, it slammed and echoed throughout the whole room. It was crazy how powerful his punches were.
I can't confirm this, but I think Jake was saying that he could beat Mike Tyson. Like, I know he's old now, but I don't know. He's still really scary.
Yeah.
I think he's the one that bit off that guy's ear, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, our description says check out our gaming channel. I guess we wrote the description for our Cubold cast channel.
Well, I mean,
and
why not check out our gaming channel?
This is our gaming channel that we're streaming to.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Oh,
that's fine.
It's whatever.
Check out our podcast channel.
Who actually checks the description though?
I don't know.
I don't check the description of videos most of the
I will
time.
if I need links or something.
Yeah. Most of the time I don't though.
So Caleb's the only one that has played Atomic Heart, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But that's something I'm really looking forward to. But you're the only one that can speak to how it is or how you think about it.
I do have to say, it is...
I've seen a lot of sus.
For me, well, there's a lot of weird things in it, yes. But for me, at least from what I've played so far, it's a contender for Game of the Year for me.
Really?
I haven't even beaten it yet.
I've seen controversy. Some people are thinking that Hogwarts might get the Game of the Year award, but then other people make the argument that they're not going to do it because of the whole cancel culture thing.
That would be really stupid, considering how many people have bought that game.
It just depends on how much they want to pander. Because
depends on who it is.
Yeah, I think the game is definitely a contender. Hogwarts.
I think Steam is pretty neutral on that front.
Yeah,
and they just take it objectively and not like controversy.
Mm-hmm.
So at least that probably will get Game of the Year in Steam. I don't know how the Game Awards will do with that.
Well, Atomic Heart also had a little bit of controversy too.
Because Russia.
Because it's like if you're buying it, you're help supporting Russia or something.
I don't get that.
It's
mindset.
like I don't know.
Developers are giving a lot of the
they're doing the charities to Ukraine just because of that reason.
People just want to find anything they possibly can to like form an opinion and boycott something.
Yeah.
I think we did a podcast talking about like canceling games and all this outrage last year. I think we did. Or at least we talked heavily about it in one of them.
We could do one. I mean, it might be kind of controversial.
Maybe. I'm not afraid to be controversial though.
I'm not either.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it would
basically
be interesting to do that actually.
Atomic Heart, from what I've played, is like one of the most optimized games I've ever played.
I want to fight that Incredibles ball.
That was actually the easiest boss fight in the game so far. I've fought like 4 bosses already, and he was the easiest.
The one thing that we were thinking that it would be similar to is BioShock, but you were telling me the other day that it's not like BioShock.
It's the closest thing I can compare it to is Fallout Wolfenstein.
But it looks like BioShock because you got the powers in one hand.
Yes, but the thing is, it feels like Wolfenstein to me.
What's the atmosphere though? Is it horror?
At times it is.
The atmosphere, from what I've seen, I haven't even watched gameplay. Well, besides trailers, but it looks like BioShock Infinite, like because that was a very bright game.
Yeah. Well, there's like floating cities and stuff, and people compared it a lot to Columbia. But you're not on the floating city. Most of the game, you're on the ground.
So what's up with the tall robot girls?
People are freaks.
What's up with gamers and like tall?
They're like tall robot mommy. It's like
It was like Resident
Really,
Evil
dude?
Village first, and now it's these things.
yeah.
I heard Jack Frag said they were gonna make him act up or something.
Yeah,
I was
literally.
watching his video.
It's so weird. No, but
This is along the same thing, but everyone. The reason Sons of the Forest got overwhelmingly positive immediately is because as soon as people bought the game, they left meme reviews saying like, "Oh man, this is the first time a woman has ever chased me in the forest," and like they're saying comments about the 3-legged lady and all this stuff.
Oh, is that?
yeah,
what?
gamers are freaks.
So I mean, the game is good. We'll talk about it later, but
But in Atomic Heart, there's like a fridge. Actually, no, it's not a fridge. People call it. People said that. I don't want to say the specific thing that people said, but they basically there's a fridge that like kind of ties you up or something, and like says some really really like weird stuff to you. And every once in a while, because the fridge is basically the way you upgrade your gear, and you put in like you like upgrade your skills and stuff, and every once in a while like she just like normally like talks to you or something, and then other times she just says these random stuff that it just shocks you. It's like what are you talking about? Yeah, stuff like that. It's like really weird, but you guys will see
it's
it when
like
you play it.
GTA-esque dialogue combined in there with the references. That's kind of weird.
I don't know, that's the only weird thing other than that weird. Remember from the trailer the two tall girls, but they had the unicorn horn and she stabs it into the other person.
Yeah,
that I just watched that like cutscene yesterday. It was like really weird.
Oh, you're finally here, Melon. Welcome to
Melon.
the podcast.
But yeah, Atomic Heart's it's epic.
Yeah, I want to play that game eventually. It's on Game Pass.
same. Yeah,
So-
I'm gonna play it after I get a bit further in Hogwarts.
I am tempted to play it on Steam Deck though.
Atomic Heart?
Yeah.
It runs well on Steam Deck.
Every game I get now, I try on Steam Deck.
Well, you have to buy it on Steam if you want to play on Steam Deck.
Yeah, I know. That's unfortunate, but I mean, I guess like we could buy it on the Cubold account if we really wanted to do that. Just depends.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to play on my computer.
It's insanely optimized.
Now that I'm thinking about it,
super good.
Imagine eventually Game Pass is like on Steam Deck.
That'd be cool.
That would.
I
complete it.
guarantee they're probably working on something.
Well, I think the owner or what's the guy that owns Steam?
Gabe.
Gabe Newell.
He said that he was open to working with Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he said that. We talked about this previously,
Yeah.
but he said he didn't want to do that with Steam itself because he wanted people to own the games. So Steam is never going to have a Game Pass, but he'd be willing to work with other people.
Which is so cool.
yeah.
Like he's. I don't know.
I love like everything he stands for with his company, because I mean I don't know if he's done any controversial stuff or not, but his business practices are top notch.
Yeah.
Well, it's pro gamer though.
Yeah.
It's like
It's pro consumer.
pro consumer. Yeah, that's what it is.
And they even take financial hits just to make good products.
Wait, Melon, you cleared your
Steam
entire
Deck.
week's schedule for this moment?
What?
That's funny.
I don't think it'll take a week. We'll be pretty exhausted.
Yeah, no. Even the Steam Deck, you were saying they take a loss on the Steam Deck, but they make up for it probably with all the game purchases. and
Oh,
everything else.
Winter Sale probably makes them so much money.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet.
But
But
if we purchase like multiple games in the Winter Sale, I wonder how many people just go ham with stuff on there.
Yeah.
It's just cool because like all these other companies that are just motivated by greed and pure profit have tried to move to their own platforms so they can make more money, and it didn't work out for
Ubisoft.
any of them.
Yeah, Ubisoft.
Except for maybe Epic.
Yeah.
Ubisoft with Epic, and then they started putting stuff on Steam again because they were losing money.
Epic has won people a little bit here and there by giving out free stuff.
Like, this is related, but it's not games. But I saw an article yesterday where a VFX artist said that greed was why the new Ant-Man had such bad CGI. It's because they're outsourcing everything, and then the other thing is they put these crazy deadlines, and I don't know, like Marvel's kind of become a joke now because of the CGI. Like, did you guys see
Black Panther?
No, well, yeah, that was just goofy. That was just goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was it?
Was it Puss in Boots?
No.
That was
a
good though.
Well, I
was a good
actually liked it. It was funny, but there were some CGI action sequences where it went to
Oh.
like 15 frames per second That was
Yeah.
odd. I've
Well,
never seen that in a movie.
They actually had such a small budget. I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was like less than a quarter. It was like an eighth of what like Disney cartoons have or animations.
Wait, we mentioned the other day. I kind of missed the old like Disney cartoons, like Meet the Robinsons,
Oh yeah,
stuff like
so
that, like the old Disney stuff.
I watched Astro Boy a couple weeks ago.
Oh man,
Well, this the new Puss in Boots. I saw most of it. I didn't see the entire thing, but it kind of reminded me of those cartoons we used to watch, like Hoodwinked.
Oh yeah,
Those are
Hoodwinked.
they're actually terrible CGI, but they're funny.
Yeah.
We used to love those.
Yeah, the new Puss in Boots movie is excellent. It's so good.
Well, it was weird because as soon as I watched it, I saw all these memes about was that Jack Horner or something?
Oh, I know the one where he's like, oh,
I saw
idiot.
a lot.
Flicks him off.
Like I didn't realize that movie was that big. Like I saw
it's huge.
multiple memes.
I've seen so many like what do you call those things? Video essays about just like especially death.
well, you had the fattest crush on Astro Boy.
What? Who said that?
Melon just said it.
It's weird because my fiance also had a crush on
What?
Astro Boy.
Why? He's a robot.
I don't know. She was
Actually,
like
no.
8.
I
You
was
guys
gonna
see
say
those-
people like robots.
Did I
for
show
some
you?
reason.
Did I show you those? You guys the new like popular Astro Boy boots,
Yes.
like the
What is
big
that?
Yeah,
red
they look like
boots?
Mickey Mouse looking,
Yeah.
Astro Boy looking.
Ben, are you able to
boots.
look that up? Do we have that set up on the stream?
Wait, Turtle says 130 million USD was budget for Ant-Man.
Oh man.
Really? I
Yeah,
mean,
it's such a shame.
Yeah.
Like it makes me so sad that Marvel's look. So these are like $350, but they're super popular.
What?
They're like blowing
apparently
up right
people
now.
say that they're super comfortable.
Are those
too.
on stream, Ben?
Yeah.
They're blowing up right now.
They're like Mickey Mouse looking boots. So weird.
They're not officially Astro Boy.
You're not ashamed? You were a kid? Yeah.
Yeah. So people are like,
Dude, those
Going
boots are awesome.
they're going berserk.
Wait, look at the bottoms of them. They don't look like they have that much traction.
Yeah, they're probably super slippery.
I don't know. I kind of like them. Like I wish
I could see you wearing them. You wear like weird socks.
I'd wear
with,
them
with like
I probably
those
wouldn't.
boots.
Yeah, I wouldn't wear them out probably. But
Imagine they become a new trend and you go to a fair or something and everybody has them on.
I wouldn't be surprised seeing these at a fair.
I saw.
Yeah.
Wait, we were at the Big E, and these like literally like 7-year-old kids had those stupid Yeezy looking
Yeah.
stupid shoes. Like they look like you grab like a piece of foam, you cut holes in it, and then you throw it on your foot. That's what it looked like.
I've seen some
Oh, yeah.
memes where
But they were like $600
Yeah.
for those shoes. It's insane.
people are making edits of like since these are so popular, they're gonna come out with like Sonic shoes and like the cartoony big bulky stuff.
Yeah.
I hate how one thing gets popular and everyone's like, let's do the same thing but slightly different.
Yeah.
It's just so irritating seeing that. There's such like unoriginal people out there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This isn't too much of a talking point. I was gonna say I've been playing Apex actually, and
Oh,
I
really?
I really enjoy it.
I
yeah.
tried Apex the other day with Sam.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I downloaded it the other day.
It's actually fun. Like I've
It is.
ignored Apex for years, but
I
Started playing.
I'm not a huge fan of the maps though. The maps are kind of strange at times.
well, for me, they're not like memorable. They're
Yeah.
kind of just like there to be there.
Mm-hmm. It's still fun though.
I only played that maybe 3 or 4 matches in my whole life.
Yeah,
I've-
Sam and I used to play it like nonstop, like years ago when it first came out. I think we both have like over 100 something hours in it.
Yeah.
In Apex. It's actually pretty good.
Battle Royales just aren't my thing. Like I can play a couple rounds, but then it's not something that I want to continuously go back to every day.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think PUBG was like our we spent a lot of time in PUBG.
No, I didn't realize is that PUBG was mostly stock Unity assets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they basically threw a really cheap game together with all these stock assets, and it just exploded.
Huh. Yeah, that game we spent hours. I think it's still my most played game.
It's still mine too.
Like over-
450 or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Wait, it's Boom. You love your guys. You guys. Wait, I love your guys' content. Could you please give me a shout out?
Who's
Shout out
that?
to It's Boom.
It's Boom. Oh, something that's cool is so our last podcast, the Penguin Heist. I think that was the last one.
Or 2 times ago, we did
Yeah.
adaptations.
the developer actually responded to that, and they're going to be working hard on bringing optimization out. They're going to be focusing on the Steam Deck, so there's a lot of good things coming to that game in 2023.
Maybe once it fully releases, we'll cover it again.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you're watching our podcast, whoever commented, but we'd love to have you on the podcast and talk more about the game.
That's something that we got to do more.
Get people on with us, yeah.
We've only done one collaboration so far.
And that one was our most listened to, viewed podcast.
It was
what?
really
By a
fun.
long
I
shot.
thought you were referring to the Brian one.
No.
With the SCP podcast. Oh,
Every
man.
time Brian is here, he ruins it. Like the SCP one, he just directed questions back to us.
Yeah, literally. He didn't know what he was talking about.
And
It's
then
funny.
the other one, we had like a really good podcast about the COD games, like all of them. And then we did an energy drink review at the end. But then Brian never pushed record.
It's funny because he was looking at the recording thing the entire time and he didn't see any input and he didn't notice anything wrong with that.
Oh, he doesn't know how
Yeah,
to
I
do
know.
it, so it's
Yeah.
We
that's
probably
fine.
shouldn't have let him handle that if he didn't know what he was doing.
You should have
but-
started it and checked it yourself first before.
Yeah, well, I thought I did start it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
What is it? We returned the Nreal glasses.
Yeah, they were very cool. We tried them for a few days. I think the best thing that I did with them was 3 monitor setup, like just in the middle of anywhere you want. So I brought my Mac to the table, and I had it mostly closed. I had it slightly open so that I could use the fingerprint reader on it. But then I had 3 screens in front of me, and I could look around. And I did a whole bunch of work with the 3 screens, and it worked out pretty well. But after a little bit, you do notice your eyes get slightly tired. Now, I didn't have the prescription inserts, and I need prescription glasses.
My eyes did get tired too after a bit. Like the main thing I would do with mine is like just lay in bed, to have the glasses using my Steam Deck, and after like maybe like an hour or two of playing it on the Steam Deck, I would literally every once in a while just take the glasses off because it would kind of hurt my eyes a little bit.
Yeah. And I
I would
would
even turn the brightness down too.
I went back and forth. I'd play a little bit with the glasses, and then I'd play a little bit with handheld. I played Cuphead and a bunch of Arkham Asylum on the Steam Deck with the glasses, which is very cool. But then I also took them off and just did handheld, and it was also still very enjoyable. So
You can definitely tell the screen's a little bit whitewashed on the Steam Deck because it's an IPS screen within the glasses. But
Yeah, I know my eyes hurt a little bit. Hurted. They hurt a little bit when I used them for like that brief period.
we have a bunch of comments here.
It's definitely really cool.
You hate those shoes? Yeah, those popular shoes are pretty ugly sometimes.
they are,
There's this movie
especially Yeezys.
called Sneakerella.
Oh my god,
We watched it for the pure cringe factor. I mean, you turned it on. I wouldn't have turned it on.
it was awful.
But it's just about, it's like Cinderella, but they're obsessed with sneakers. It was so stupid.
It's dumb.
It's like I don't know who approved that or like who thought that was a good idea, but that movie was like the worst.
I don't know. Thoughts on Rust? We've done a whole podcast on it, maybe multiple podcasts.
You might have to come back to
Yeah.
it. I was actually looking at a clip the other day. It was hilarious. It was this is in 2020 when we played. Brian was in a helicopter, one of those helicopter
Yeah,
things.
I found that the other day too, and I showed Chug.
Oh, that's so funny. I just like and he got in the helicopter. Then I think I was like asking him to give me something, and then he started flying away, and I shot down his helicopter, and it just
No,
exploded.
you threw a sword.
Oh yeah, I threw the sword.
And it hit the propeller off, and he flew down the mountain and exploded.
I know,
awesome.
It's like I don't know. For a brief moment, I was like, I want to play Rust again, but
Yeah.
there needs to be like a time where we like I don't know. We have to dedicate a lot of time to
I
it.
mean, short answer to your question is we absolutely love Rust, and we've had hundreds of hours of great experience with it. But it's so time consuming that we're all very busy, so we can't really get into it very often.
There's we usually what happens is we play it 1 year, then we take like a year or two break, we come back to it, then we take a year or two breaks, then we come back to it. But the last time we played it was in 2022. We played it for like 2 weeks straight for a wipe, and then
Because it was we were in lockdown and we didn't have anything better to do.
When you were talking to a work friend about it and heard that people were toxic and mean. Well,
So there are plenty of
yeah,
toxic people.
yeah.
But we've actually made quite a few friends in our servers, like not really lasting friendships or anything, but
well, It's
like
more
server friendships.
yeah.
Like you make alliances with people and you see them in the world. You're like, oh, hey, what's going on? You trade with them. It was really fun. Sometimes you go raiding together.
Yeah. It is always like nerve wracking though. Because like you'll find them in the world, but you won't know who they are until you like confirm that you know them. Otherwise you may die.
I had a clip where there is someone near a recycler or something, and I killed him because I didn't know who it was, and it was actually one of our friends, and then we were all like apologizing in the chat. But we enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad has a battle pass.
Yeah, they had like a PlayStation thing that they showed off the other day, and apparently Suicide Squad is going to be
Oh.
live service. It's going to have a battle pass. They're going to add characters every once in a while.
Is it multiplayer?
Yeah, it's a 4-player co-op game. It looks fun, but the thing is like, why pay $70 for a game that has a battle pass?
I don't know. Well,
It's
they're
like-
gonna keep pushing this.
I mean, I get COD has it. COD has a battle pass, but you
Was
don't
this 70?
70. Yeah,
Yeah.
COD
Oh,
was
yeah.
70.
Yeah, I feel like that's different though.
Yeah, that is true.
Some of those 4-player co-op games, they don't last super long if you think
Back
about
for
it.
Blood.
Yeah.
Oh, I also heard that Back for Blood is officially not getting any updates later on in this year, I think. At
Really?
some point. Yeah, they're gonna stop production on it entirely.
Oh wow.
They must not be making money on it.
Yeah, they released like 3 or 4 DLCs, and then once they're done with that, they're just gonna stop.
I mean, I
updating
liked it, but I think it just had too much to live up to, considering that it was very close to Left 4 Dead.
Yeah, and when I haven't played Left 4 Dead for too long. Like it was a while. I played Left 4 Dead years ago.
Eternal, you're gonna head out. All right, see you later.
Eternal.
Yep.
When I played Back 4 Blood, I thought it was really fun and all that. It's not the type of game that I'd play regularly, like every once in a while with some friends. But it wasn't until I watched a video on the development of both and just the intricacies of the mechanics
Yeah.
that I realized how superior the original Left 4 Dead games were.
Mm-hmm.
For like the death animations in Left 4 Dead, they had some guy come in with motion capture and they recorded hundreds of death animations that they then integrated with the ragdolls. In Back 4 Blood, I think there's only like 1 or 2 death animations.
Yeah.
Same every time. And like everything about the game is just like so much time spent on making it quality. But Back 4 Blood, it made Back 4 Blood look like a cheap knockoff, just trying to capitalize on the same type of gameplay, but without any of the polish.
Yeah. No, I agree. I know me and Chug beat the story, but it wasn't anything great.
It was very, very short. Like it was too short, I think. And even though it was short, they reused missions. Do you remember that?
Oh, that was
That-
so.
it was
what?
like it was a really, really short campaign, but they reused the mission like the couple missions like multiple times.
Yeah, it was annoying.
And so it was even worse. Like you go through the same places again. It's like really dumb.
Yeah. Resident Evil 4 though.
Yeah, I sent the trailer in the chat the other day. Did either of you guys watch
I
it?
didn't have a
didn't.
chance to watch
I
it.
do want to though.
It looks so good.
Maybe you could pull it up, Ben. Resident Evil 4 remake.
Yes.
You said it's gonna be like 20 something hours long.
I think so. The original game was here. Let me look it up.
Yeah, this
Sneeze
one.
knocked my headphones off.
Dun, 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 dun.
I think that's it. The first one.
It came out like the other day.
Third trailer? Yeah, 1 day ago. This is on PlayStation.
Resident Evil 4 takes about 15 to 17 hours to complete the main story. That's not counting the DLC that adds another like 3 to 4 hours.
I saw you watching the trailer, and there's a part where he's fighting these like, I don't know what you call them, like clergy-looking creatures.
Yeah, there's like cults and stuff in this.
But it looked like Elden Ring or a FromSoft game.
Yeah, a little bit.
You'll see in a minute, Caleb.
This looks scary.
Yeah, but you can parry with the knives.
That's
and
awesome.
Like look,
kick.
that looks like FromSoft right there.
Yeah.
That's really cool looking. I wonder what people are saying, like fans of the original.
I don't know, but I'm getting this day
I
one.
mean, it looks amazing. And what's the other person with you? Is that just an NPC?
That's the girl that you're saving.
I'm pretty sure you play as her at some point in the game too.
Yeah, you do.
Huh. Who are all these characters? It seems like there are more human characters.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of human characters in this.
Huh. Now, wasn't the fat guy in this?
Yeah, look, you can play as her.
What? Oh,
It was
no, the
just
fat
like-
guy from 8. The shopkeeper.
Not in the original.
No.
I thought he was.
I don't think he's in the original.
He says, I thought he says quotes in that game that he says in 4.
I mean, he might be in there, but
I don't know. I played briefly of 4.
this game just looks insane.
30 minutes.
Or at least he references the shopkeeper in this game.
Like,
I think that's what it was.
What is it? The shopkeeper, the hooded looking guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The guy references him.
What is it? Resident Evil 2 is like one of my the remake is like one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah, it was a good one.
This looks even better than that.
Yeah, it looks like huge set pieces.
Yeah.
Like, I loved Resident Evil 2 Remake.
Oh, was that I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
Wong.
Is this after Resident Evil 2? I can't remember.
This is after Resident Evil 3.
Oh, okay. I mean, like storyline. Right. Okay, yeah.
When is this coming out?
I'm trying to think.
March 20 something, 20
The
22nd,
Mercenaries?
23rd.
What was that?
It's Mercenaries was in 8.
Oh,
It was like the timed like you just kind of waves of enemies.
Huh.
looks good.
Yeah, that's going to be fun. It gives us something to look forward to later on.
Yeah. There's that, and The Last of Us Part 1 comes out on PC.
What was the game you said that's coming out in August?
August? That's Lies of P.
Oh,
That's the
yeah, I'm excited about that.
Pinocchio one. Bloodborne Pinocchio, pretty much.
Oh, I was telling Chug about this, but Microsoft signed a deal with Nintendo to bring a lot of Microsoft properties to Nintendo.
Oh wow.
So COD and probably maybe even some Halo stuff.
wow.
People think it's going to be cloud-based because I don't know how they'd be able to put Halo or COD on Switch.
Yeah.
Switch is just too outdated hardware at this point.
Wait, speaking of actually Halo, I played through the Mass Effect games on my Steam Deck. I like the Mass Effect games better than the Halo games.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
There's more story in them, isn't there?
Yeah. I was telling Jada the other day, the Mass Effect trilogy is not just like 3 individual games. It's one giant story. So like stuff, like decisions that you make in the first Mass Effect affect stuff in the third Mass Effect. You can like transfer your character to game to game.
That's awesome.
It's like if you get people killed, they won't show up in the next upcoming games and stuff.
Wow.
So like stuff that you have to make sure the decisions are good.
Huh.
Or
I
else you're
heard
screwed.
the ending was pretty controversial to 3.
It is, but I don't know why. They must have changed it or something.
I don't think they changed it.
I
Are there different endings you can get though?
yeah.
I just know people hated it, and that's all I knew about the game.
Well,
Originally.
3 of 3.
Yeah.
I did like the ending of 3.
What's Andromeda?
That's a whole new. I'm playing through that on the Steam Deck too. But it's a whole nother galaxy, pretty much. It's not as good as the first 3, but it's
Yeah.
decent.
We can get into Sons of the Forest now.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, anyone who's listening, make sure if you're listening on Spotify, Apple, or whatever you're listening on, if you can leave a review, that'd be great, or follow us. And then if you're on the YouTube, check us out on Cubold Cast YouTube. And we're trying to get to 100 subs, and we're really close. Like we have
90 something.
yeah, we're super close. That's a big goal for us.
Just have our mom subscribe and then we'll hit it.
I think for Cubold Gaming, we don't do this anymore. We didn't need to, but I think didn't we subscribe with our personals or something?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and then we unsubscribed later on once we
Yeah.
got to 1,000.
Yeah.
So, Sons of the Forest, it released in early access 2 days ago. We have about 3 hours in it so far, and we wanted to talk about our initial thoughts so far, because there's a lot to this game,
Yeah.
and we're probably not going to do a full review of it until it comes out.
Which is
It's probably October.
Yeah.
When it's fully releasing. The game is technically completed by the story in terms of story.
We've ran into some of the current limitations of the game.
Although I'm not so sure. We'll talk about it later on, but I don't know how much they're adding in terms of caves. But the one complaint that we've had so far is that we haven't found a huge cave system to explore.
The 2 cave systems we did find were just a small room.
Yeah. Now, we've only played 3 hours. The map is 4 times larger than the original.
Yeah.
And everything has more, I'd say, polish in a way, but it's still early access.
The game, it's like the game took all the impressive elements of the first game and just like heightened them like 3 times.
Yeah.
The cutting the trees looks incredible.
I can't wait to get the shovel in because apparently the digging in the game looks incredible.
The shelter building is more in depth.
Which we haven't even fully learned how that works yet. I was still very confused about it.
That video I took of Ricky destroying the entire cabin.
Yeah.
With the click of a button.
We had spent half the day building a cabin, and then we hear just logs falling everywhere, and we look behind us, and Ricky's standing in the middle of the cabin in this pile of rubble, looking so oblivious.
Because you can hold X to destroy the building, so I guess he just like totally wrecked her. Which, by the way, we did that at night, and the nighttime in this game is I'd say twice as horrifying as the first game.
Oh yeah,
because the forest has so much foliage and it's so dense that when you're in there, you feel so like isolated.
It's pitch black. It's just it's the screams from the cannibals. They echo all around, and they're loud.
I did notice that some of the yelling is not super balanced yet. Like
the audio
sometimes
levels?
Sometimes it was like super loud even though it was not that far away.
I noticed it's not very directional either. But I'm anticipating some major changes and bug fixes each update.
Yeah.
Because they have a proven track record with early access. The Forest came out in early access. It was in early access for a long time, but it really enabled them to ramp up the development and actually get some funds. They actually are one of the few people who did early access right.
Yeah.
Like them, Subnautica, and a few others.
PUBG?
Yeah. Well,
PUBG did it right.
It had a lot of bugs still.
Yeah.
And it wasn't very optimized. Still isn't very optimized now.
Yeah.
We've been waiting for this game for what, like 5 or 6 years?
Maybe not that
Maybe
long.
3.
Well, the game came out in early access in 2016 or 17.
Yeah, but it was out for a while before they even
I think it was like
announced
2018 or 2019 when they completed it.
I think
Yeah,
it was a little bit before COVID that they announced the first
Second one?
or they announced the first reveal trailer.
Right. But I think we beat it before it even came out, because I remember that we revisited when it came out, but we've already beaten the story by then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't fully played through the Forest again just because we spent so many hours in it. We kind of felt like we knew all the locations very well.
We didn't want to set up because our first base was really nice, and then anything after that just didn't. Because I remember one time we made a treehouse base, and then it ended up burning down,
lit on fire.
No, the cannibals had Molotovs.
Yeah, so
they literally threw it at the tree and destroyed it in like one hit.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
But I remember our first base, we had like zip lines over the lake and like all these intricate.
You can shove
pathways.
the what is it? The logs down the zip line. Remember that?
Yeah,
sick.
from up top. That actually reminds me. One cool thing about the new game is that because the whole map and everything is way more developed, like it's mind blowing. There are these creeks throughout the map, and so we built this we experimented and we cut the trees into the creeks, and then it flowed downstream. And then whoever was building the house would pick them up, and like, but there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do like that.
Create literally like a dam and like have it stop.
We didn't do that, but I'm sure you can.
Yeah, you could probably build a
Probably.
bridge, and the logs would flow into the bridge. Because the building's actually pretty in depth.
It is.
It's just hard to build because you have to chop down the trees and bring logs individually. In this one, they actually make it so that you have to build it in order, as far as I know.
I feel like there still is a way to change it, because the way I see it is there's the different squares, and they tell you what amount of what type of log you need, whether it's a half, a plank, or a full. But there's a little indicator arrow below that, or one of the squares. So I'm thinking you can switch it.
I was trying, but none of the buttons worked.
Yeah.
It looked like that to me, but someone said that they think it's because it's trying to be more realistic. And as you build like the big logs in the bottom, you have to put some smaller ones like for the door frames and all that. But I'm not sure. We'll have to play with it more.
I mean, the first game built it in order too. You just kind of threw everything.
Yeah, you
in
kind
there.
of walk up to it and just tap the button.
It would build it from the ground up. Just you didn't have to think about it really.
But what's cool is how many ways you can manipulate the logs. Like you can chop it in half and it becomes like a flat log on each side. Or you can actually like make it into 2 small logs. Once you build a cabin or a wall, you can chop a hole in it for a window. And so it's a lot more dynamic with what you can create.
You know.
I can't wait to actually like build a big base
Yeah.
and then have it get destroyed like a couple days later.
Well, we're really picky about where we build a base. Like whether it's this game or even in Rust. Like we got to find the perfect location. Like green.
It needs to be near water.
Yeah, near water. Like we always struggle finding like
I wonder
Kind
if
of like our choice in camping spots.
yeah.
I wonder if it's possible to like find a really, really deep section where the cannibals can't like swim. Build maybe a wall like that. And then have the lake section open with bridges on each side, and then
that'd be cool.
on the other side we have another wall. So we have the actual river going in between the house.
We could build a whole system like zip lines, bring logs in like we did in the last one.
Yeah, I've been looking at the Steam reviews and the subreddit and trying to see like what people's complaints are with the game. Most of their complaints are very nitpicky. They're like, oh, man, the building is worse. I hate the cannibals. The AI is worse. And like, they don't explain why it's worse. They just say this part of the game is worse than the last game.
I'm surprised that the cannibals are excellent in this game. Like there are these new types where they're fully coated in mud, but they'll be hiding in bushes and on the sides of trails.
It's terrifying.
And they're just have you ever seen have you ever looked into the forest and you see the head of one just staring at you from behind a tree?
They'll stalk you. Like
It's kind of terrifying.
And the other thing is these type, they're not like the ones in the first game where they'll scream to let you know that they're there. They'll literally, sometimes they'll just stay on the side of the path and they blend in with the dirt and then they'll move a little bit or like they'll run away and it's just terrifying.
Sometimes they don't even attack you.
Yeah.
They just kind of just stare at you.
I remember the first night, we were playing this a couple days ago, the first night where we were trying to build our like little log cabin. I look in the distance and there's just literally this cannibal just standing there with miner's lamp and he's watching us. Like he didn't even attack us. He's just watching us. And it was like the most
He had a
unsettling-
sickle too, so we ran after him and we almost died.
He actually downed me, and you had to come get me.
Oh, that's right.
Well, we both ran over there. I was intending to attack them, but you're like, I don't want to fight him, and you left, and I fought him by myself and got downed.
It was just unsettling. Like I'm not even sure he would have attacked us.
Even the chief cannibals,
Yeah.
the huge ones with like the clubs. We saw one with a literal boat motor.
Yeah.
That was cool.
I like ran. He was just standing there with the boat motor, just staring at us.
I think that's a creative addition because, like, if a cannibal or some primitive person found a boat motor, they would probably assume it was a weapon,
yeah.
and they definitely could use it as a weapon because that hurt when he hit you with it.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
The forest feels so dense and alive.
I can't think of a game that does it better. Like
Yeah,
that comes to mind.
I don't understand how anyone can complain about the land or graphics or anything like that. Yeah, it's terribly unoptimized right now.
Not really.
It's okay.
I mean, it's
not-
unoptimized, but we have DLSS.
I can't get anything above like a 60 frame rate. Now, the good thing is I don't get massive frame drops, but it doesn't go high. So I guess at least it's smooth.
Yeah.
But changing settings doesn't help. So that's just because of unoptimization.
Yeah.
People say a lot of stuff about the forest. They say, oh, the forest is too big and not enough to do in there. And then some people complain about, I didn't see cannibals for 5 days. Some people complain, I saw cannibals immediately and I don't like them being too many cannibals around here.
I mean, it probably depends on the area you're in.
Yeah, it's just, I think people are riding on the first game too much and expecting it to be exactly like it. like even an improvement, they see it as a bad thing.
Yeah, but I think it's very, very similar. Like
It is.
I'm
It
getting the
is, yeah.
same exact feel playing this game that the other game, but it just feels better.
Yeah, exactly. And
It's nice.
And the comment about the forest being too big, I actually like that element because you'll be in the forest, and oftentimes I'll just look around and look up, and the trees are huge. There's foliage all around you, and you feel kind of
And
scared.
it's blowing
Yeah.
around in the
Yeah.
wind.
It's mind blowing. I can't even imagine. Like,
We haven't even gotten to fall yet.
yeah,
Apparently, people say fall is amazing.
I didn't realize there were seasons.
and there's
snow,
winter,
there's winter.
oh,
and the whole map changes,
that's cool.
not just like a
Yeah,
certain
it's
area.
super cool.
The whole map, it's so realistic that it's every time I play, I just want to go camping again.
Yeah,
Especially since we did backcountry camping last year and we were miles into the woods. It just feels like there's a vast wilderness all around you.
yeah,
The first game, you learn the landmarks relatively quickly, especially if you've played it as much as we have.
Yeah.
So you'd be like, all right, let's just head to the sinkhole, and you go there based on the landmarks. But this, I think it would take a long time to learn the layout.
yeah.
It's new.
The
Two.
other thing is like if you're comparing the first game, thinking about the first game and then thinking about the second game, the first game was mind blowing when we played it. Like the forest is great, but then you look at the new game and then you look at that forest and it's just like hype. It's just so dense,
They
so
took
much more
everything
detailed.
good about the first game and just updated it.
Which is why I can't figure out why anyone would have a problem with that.
It's
I don't know.
Kind of like I was talking with Ben the other day about early access stuff. Like we were looking at reviews for Kerbal Space Program 2, which he ended up getting. And the reviews were saying like there's not enough content in it. Oh, why is this such a bad game? It's like
Doesn't have enough content the first one had.
yeah, it's early access. Like
Yeah,
it's an early access game. You're buying something that's not finished yet.
yeah.
Like you know for a fact going into it. Why give it a bad review because it's not finished, even though the game literally told you this is early access. It's an unfinished game.
Yeah.
Just if you're gonna purchase it, know that. It's
Yeah.
That's the basis for the majority of the criticism with this, whether or not people state that or not. But if they understood that it is early access, the original game wasn't early access, and we played it when it was pretty primitive, like barely anything to do, no story. It was pretty empty, and we still enjoyed it.
Yeah.
This game has so much already in it, and more to come. There's gonna be lots of polish. The developers said the reason they brought it to early access is because they got to a point with it that they needed user feedback to further polish the game, and that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, they can get some money early on. They didn't offer pre-orders for that reason. They didn't want people to pre-order and then be disappointed with
well,
it.
technically, if you're buying early access, you're kind of pre-ordering it in a way.
In a way, but they didn't want people to have it pre-ordered and preloaded all to see an unfinished game. So they're being really smart about this, and I don't know why people don't see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, I think still the majority of people like it, right?
Yeah,
'Cause it's
definitely.
Like it's like what 92% positive on Steam or something.
Yeah. Somewhere
Very
around there.
positive.
Most of the stuff on the subreddit is people trying to figure out like, oh, what does this piece of lore mean? What does this mean?
Yeah.
Like, where do you get this item? And there are a lot of spoiler stuff that I didn't click on, but there's a lot of stuff that we haven't gotten to yet.
I gotta say that aside from the caves, which like I said, we've only found 2 shallow caves, which was a bit disappointing. But now that I'm realizing that there are bigger caves, because the first game that was like you go into a cave and then you find this whole new section. But one thing I'm noticing, even around the world, the surface level world, is that there is a lot of like lore things. Like there's like dead like missionaries and stuff like that. Like there's you can tell there's something deeper with the island.
When we played the first game, every time we went into a huge cave system, we were all mind blown.
Yeah.
And at least one person would comment on, man, I can't believe that they put this much work into this cave and stuff. For a map that's 4 times as large, that would take so long to put that same level of detail into that many caves. So I'm thinking we just missed a lot of the big ones.
How many caves are in it?
There's no
There was a lot
confirmed
in the
number,
last one.
but lots of them are just more like real caves in real life.
Yeah.
They're just, you go in and there's a dead end.
Yeah.
But people probably stayed there and you can find an item and some lore.
Well, I mean, I could see some people like I mean, we didn't spend that much time in the game, but those caves can be a little, what is the word?
Sparse.
Well, sparse, but there's another word I'm trying to think. Like underwhelming.
Yeah.
It was like a little underwhelming because we went into the cave and we were expecting it to be this huge cave system, and it was like a small room. Which, I mean, yes, I could see that, but
Maybe we should taper our expectations for each cave, and then once we find the one that's big, we're like, okay, this is the cool one.
Yeah.
But we can expect it to be like a cave in real life.
Well, yeah, I mean, the difference between how we view it and how some other people are viewing it and, you know, leaving a bad review is that we realize that we've only explored maybe like 5% of the world that the game has to offer.
Yeah.
So even though we were underwhelmed, I'm not going to go and leave a negative review because I found 2 shallow caves.
Yeah, exactly.
From what I've read, we found this one place in a cave that required a key card. Apparently, there are lots of those.
Oh, that's cool.
There are lots of big caves. There's a climbing axe
If you
somewhere.
look on the map or whatever, there's like 2 different symbols. There's like the cave symbol, and then there's those dots.
Yeah.
And we went to one of the dots, and there was a cave there. And then we went to a cave, and then it was like a small little thing. So I mean, it could be like different things. Maybe we're missing something.
Yeah.
Well, one of the big things that made us like love it so much is that the ending and a lot of the lore stuff was completely unexpected.
Yeah.
If you think about it, you can play the game for 100 hours, and only when you get to a certain point do you realize that that's actually the story. If people are complaining that there's not like a further built up story, when in reality the first game was just told in lore,
In
like in
increments.
pages and other things found around the world. It was they were showing, not telling.
Yeah.
Like if there was an NPC that would talk to you and be like, "Oh, this used to be the research lab," or blah blah blah, that would be
Yeah.
so annoying.
Well, I think that was the most intriguing part about the first game is that, on the surface level, you can go in and just play a survival game that has horror aspects. And that's what we did. But then we realized as we kind of dug deeper, we eventually found the story. Then there was like, it was mind blowing because I wasn't expecting it.
I wasn't either.
So,
And everything, like every time something big happened, it was mind blowing because we thought it was just, survive in the forest, kill cannibals
Do you remember that one day we actually beat it? We stayed up till like 3 to 4
on
a.m.
a school night.
Yeah. Man, that was awesome.
I have that whole thing. I had streamed it to YouTube, and I have that
yeah.
whole gameplay session saved.
I love the way they do it though. I love the way they tell the story because it isn't scripted. Like you said, it's
Yeah.
not like an NPC or whatever. It's more of like you stumble upon this one thing and then it leads to another thing. And then all of a sudden this whole story opens up.
And if you don't want to, you don't have to do any of the story. If you just like the survival elements, you can just do that and have fun. Like explore the caves, get new items, and then just go back to your base.
yeah.
That's there's a peaceful option too.
Yeah, you can literally play the story without having to deal with the cannibals.
One guy gave it a bad review because he said normal mode was too easy. But there's a hard mode. I don't know why he didn't just play hard mode instead if he thought it was too
I
easy.
don't know.
I wonder if I think that from what we heard before the game came out, I'm pretty sure that the AI is like way more improved, and I think you can explore more options with them. So I remember like the first encounter we had with AI, we just immediately killed it.
Yeah.
But I think that's because in the last game, we got to the point where like they were super threatening.
Yeah.
So I wonder if we didn't kill him, then maybe their like relationship that we had with the
I'm
cannibals would have been
thinking there
different.
might be like relationships with each tribe.
Yeah, because there are like leaders to each tribe.
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly. So
Yeah, I
like
don't know.
maybe you can befriend a tribe.
The way
Like a
I saw
smaller
it
tribe.
was that each camp it's kind of like a Ubisoft camp where you clear it out and then it's safe there from now on. But maybe each one is its own little tribe that you can befriend and do
Yeah.
stuff with.
Well, they all have their own leaders, so maybe we should try it. Like go in and be non-threatening. Like,
We've already
block.
killed quite a few, so we'll have to see.
Yeah, it
also with
depends.
Virginia, I'm pretty sure we need to be very, very
Yeah,
to give her stuff. We have to like put our weapons away and
Yeah.
stuff, or else she'll think we're bad.
Oh yeah,
You
the
have to gain her
the
trust.
NPCs. I don't know if we mentioned this in detail, but you get this NPC when you crash land at the beginning, named Kelvin, and he's a soldier that's there with you, but he got brain damaged, so he doesn't talk, which I think is a cool way of doing that. He can't talk or anything, but you can give him orders, so you can say, "All right, go collect me fish," and he'll go to the river and he'll catch fish for you, or chop down trees and build this treehouse, and you'll do that. there's a lot of bugs with it so far, but I really like having someone there that doesn't seem overpowered, but that we actually have to work to keep alive.
He constantly kept getting downed by cannibals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to pick him up like 3 times.
Or he walked in the fire pit by accident.
Yeah.
You hit him in the face with a stick.
Well, when it first, yeah. But the what is it? What was I about to say? No, there was a review that I saw that was like, got Kelvin or like built a tree house or whatever. Or it was starting to build a tree house. Got Kelvin to chop down trees for the tree house, and then he ended up chopping down the tree with the tree house on it.
Oh, no.
It's so funny.
A lot of the fun we had with the original was because of the weird bugs and quirks with the game. Like, the characters you play as are just these stock, like, weird looking characters. We would always just laugh at how weird they looked. Or like, there's a thing where you block with a weapon. You just move your arm like this.
Oh, yeah.
And it just looks so stiff.
Also,
we do it as a joke.
In the new one, you do that. If you just spam it, you kind of like shove the axe like that.
I saw that, yeah.
Oh, is that
I'm
a
like-
parry?
I think it might be.
It might be, yeah.
Well, if you click it, you go like this, and you hold it.
If you hold it, you go like this. But then you can't spam it like in the other game.
Oh.
You kind of just do the...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're finding new things that's funny about it. They have a big head mode for some reason. That was
Didn't they have that
hilarious.
in the first
Or
game?
I
the
don't remember
the
it.
creepy armor.
Yeah.
The creepy mask.
We went up to Caleb and he had this meat mask on where you could just see his eyes and his mouth, and it looked hilarious.
So
Actually,
funny.
Ben, you could probably bring that up if you have Discord.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'd pull it up on Discord first and then bring it over to the monitor.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to show up on there. Oh, Melon said, have you ever played Life is Strange?
I think you're the only one.
I played the first episode because it was free. I did it for a free games video. Originally, I was going to just play like 10, 15 minutes of it for gameplay, but I ended up playing the whole thing because it was actually enjoyable. I liked it. It's a weird model, though, where that you have to pay for each episode individually.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
It's so weird looking.
I didn't even realize I had that on.
It was just so funny. I looked at you. You stared at me. And I'm like, what in the world?
But it's funny because sometimes one person will be texting or something and they're AFK for a minute. So they're just sitting there and their character's doing like the idle animation. And they're just looking like that.
Melon says, "Oh, you love Life is Strange so much." I thought you were talking about the.
You love the mask?
Is the mask on there, Ben?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I see it on stream.
Oh, okay.
There's a little bit of a delay.
Oh, okay.
No,
Oh,
do
I
you want
see.
that mask in real life? I kind of want it.
Yeah, that was funny.
There's another thing too. Another piece of armor or something we found. I forget what it was.
The
Deer.
Oh, the deer head. Yeah.
That jump scared you, Melon? Yeah, it is pretty terrifying.
It's awesome.
But yeah, the most of the fun we had was just messing around in the world and seeing all the odd things you could do, like
Building
the
your
turtle
base,
shells.
too.
We actually skipped a large portion of the game by jumping down the sinkhole with
that
turtle
is
shells.
true.
We
Yeah.
did, yeah.
We died a few times, but then we finally did it to the point where we
Well,
survived.
there was like 2 or 3 big guys down there.
yeah,
We had to get up onto the rocks and just like spam Molotovs.
Remember
and
the steamroller
arrows at 'em
guys that would just charge you?
with the thick booties.
we hadn't
Yeah.
even seen the big guys up until that point.
Yeah.
So like every new area we went, there was something new and exciting to explore.
I don't even think we only saw the meat stick once.
Yeah, we saw the meat stick thing, but then there's the one that looks like had teeth,
Oh, yeah.
like tentacles or something, all around the body. It was like a giant mouth.
Oh yeah.
And I have a funny clip where we knew it was going to be a difficult enemy to kill because he was captured by the cannibals in one of the camps. So we said, all right, let's not untie him. Let's just all of us aim our spears at him and throw it at his head at the same time. So we counted down and threw them, and you run up and just whack it, which unties it, and the guy just starts wrecking us.
Yeah, you let them loose.
That was so funny.
Well, because our experience with those things was like always very negative or like very tense.
Those weren't in the first one though.
No, but like those type, whatever you call it, like the creepy
Armsies.
Yeah.
The first game.
I wonder how many more enemies there are.
I'm pretty sure there's another meat stick in this game.
I thought we saw it.
No.
Oh,
The huge thing that looked like bacon that was turned into like this giant.
I know what
that
you
thing
mean,
that goes like
worm,
this.
but I thought we saw a really small one, unless I'm thinking of from the trailer.
No, I think I remember that. I
Yeah.
didn't kill it myself, but I think I saw it in the distance, or you guys were fighting it. Someone was.
Yeah, I thought it was around our camp. It was pitch black, and I just saw it like come out of the darkness, and we kill it really fast.
I thought we only ever saw the regular cannibals. I don't think we ever saw anything besides the teeth, dude.
Maybe it was like Ricky and CJ killing it or something.
Possibly, yeah. I don't remember.
I think we have almost 8 people that are going to be playing with us now.
Yeah, today.
A couple people bought it.
Oh, there's the big head mode.
It's so
Yes.
funny, and the characters' expressions are odd, but funny too.
Yeah, I ended up turning it off because it was too funny, and I didn't like. I want the game to be scary. I know I'd be laughing. Like,
If you see a cannibal staring at you from the woods like that, you
Yeah.
just laugh.
Especially if they have the mining helmet on.
If you
This
get the
huge
creepy
bright
mask,
light.
I want you to try
oh
that.
yeah,
Oh,
it's like you got to build up your armor all the way, and then the very last slot, you make it whatever,
Oh,
like
okay.
creepy armor or deer armor or whatever.
Yeah, but at least for us, this captures everything that we liked about the original, and it adds to it.
There's
So
the deer one.
I don't think there's any features that I was missing.
No, this game is. I couldn't be happier.
I mean, I haven't seen fish yet, so can you spearfish like you could in the first?
Pretty
I think
sure.
you can because
Yeah,
you can
I just-
hold. Yeah.
I just haven't seen. We haven't seen an actual like fish pond yet. I don't think.
Yeah,
Apparently, one was like flopping on land, and then CJ captured it.
yeah. Kelvin basically spawns them.
Oh,
Like he doesn't catch fish that are actually there.
Huh.
He'll just go spawn them for you. I saw a picture where someone had Kelvin gather wood, and then they went exploring and came back. The whole area was piled with logs that he had
that's
spawned.
awesome.
What?
Like he was just working all night.
When we make a base, we have to have him do that.
Yeah, this I honestly like. At least, the closing thoughts on this. At least, it's literally everything I could have ever wanted and more.
Yeah, I mean they can improve the optimization. The crafting menu is a bit wonky, I guess.
It's they don't give you access to everything at first. We're very limited at the moment.
Which that was the case. You learn new things
Was
as you
it
went
really?
on. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So like you'd have access to the basic stuff. You may have found pages. I'm not sure how it worked, but like you couldn't build some of the bigger structures right away.
Yeah, I don't remember how that worked.
What else is negative? Because there wasn't a whole lot. I mean, we thought that some of the caves being empty was a negative, but
It's not.
we're gonna
There
have
was
to
stuff
wait and
in
see.
it, so
Yeah.
we got stuff out of those caves. It
The
wasn't
only-
like it
yeah.
wasn't worthless.
The only negative I have was that the game crashed on me when I first opened it, but then I went back in. It was fine.
I think it was just how we went about it because we would always create a shelter outside. We'd save, sleep, stock up on food, and make sure we had all our weapons ready because we were preparing for a huge fight. And then we go in a cave and it's just empty with some pages and an item on the ground. So that was disappointing. But I bet if we just kind of go in like, oh, there's a cave, let's check it out.
Yeah.
Because I don't think all the ones on the map are every cave in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
don't-
might be like small caves.
And considering it's 4 times the size, yeah, not every cave is going to be a whole intricate system.
Even if there's the same amount of caves in this game, I'd be fine with it.
Yeah.
I tried it on Steam Deck, which I got it to run at like a solid 30 frames, which is decent at like low settings. Like it once they optimize it a bit more, it'll be very playable and really fun on there. But what I didn't know is that you spawn at different locations based on how long you stay in the helicopter. So like we spawn on the beach,
Yeah.
but if you stay in there longer, you'll spawn on the mountain, on the snowy
I
mountain.
spawn on the mountain and on the Steam Deck.
And the mountain is huge.
Huh.
And you could see most of the island. I mean, you can't even see really the whole thing because it's so big.
Did how did that guy? So like at the start of the game, you're kind of like that guy drowned.
I had skipped it, so I didn't know.
Oh, okay. Huh.
Yeah, I didn't really watch the cutscene, but I was so surprised at how big the mountain felt. Because the mountain was kind of like, it wasn't a huge part of the game. It was, you found a few items there, and I think you
You never
There-
actually went up. You can climb the mountain all the way in this game.
yeah, it was a mainly
It was
part of the
very
ending
small,
because
yeah.
there was an important piece of the end there. But
You can go out to the base of the mountain, but I'm pretty sure that's about it.
yeah,
I mean, obviously you can go into the mountain.
you can explore most of it, and I'm assuming it's viable to build there because you can get winter clothes. I would assume because if there's seasons, you would need winter clothes.
I wonder
Yeah.
if like if you find like a jacket outfit, maybe
Probably.
like you know how we can throw on a tuxedo or whatever. Maybe there's like a snow outfit that actually like gives you buffs or
In the
whatever.
last game, there was a warm outfit.
Yeah, but you have to put that on separately. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And I'm glad they changed some things too, because if it was exactly like the last one, it would be like, man, there's nothing different here.
Mm-hmm.
Because what we really liked about the first was new experiences.
Yeah.
It's like we're trying to find a spot for camping right now. If we went to the same place again, we would have last year's expectation in our minds. So I want to do a new place so we have new experiences and can create new memories.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when we went back to play the Forest 1, we couldn't recreate the same thing.
Yeah.
But this has just enough novelty factor that we have to learn a lot of new stuff, and we can experience some of the same feelings while it being new at the same time.
And I think the important thing is that it feels very familiar as well.
Yeah.
Like for instance, like when we're looking for new camping spots, but I want it to be familiar in that like we would take some of the things that we liked, but almost totally different.
Yeah.
And this game is like very familiar, but it has various different things, and it's in a different location, and it just makes it so much better.
Mm-hmm. So we're really excited for the development process of this.
Yes.
They have an update schedule, so every 2 weeks, I think it is.
Yeah.
At least right now, the next update was 2 weeks, and they have a countdown to it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really nice.
So if it's regular, you can almost guarantee like on time updates that will just make things better.
Yeah.
Because since they've launched it in early access, the whole point was improving and feedback.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what any gamer could ask for, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Everything we wanted, everything we waited for.
Pretty much.
So not a disappointment in our minds.
No.
I already gave it a good review just to add to the.
Oh,
to the
I
positives.
should. I have to. Maybe when I get home later.
So after 8 months or whatever, how long it takes to come out, we're going to do a full review. Then we'll have a spoiler section on that too.
Yeah, it should probably beat it by then too. So
We have a lot to do before we even get close to exploring the story.
yeah.
That reminds me, we need a spoiler banner. Since we're doing it live, people hop in later. They don't want to know it's the spoiler
Oh,
section.
you're right. Yeah.
I can make it.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be
Write that down so you remember that.
Yeah.
I think that's it. This is our last time in the studio, as I said at the start of the podcast. We're going to be remote for a couple weeks, probably, both on Thursday in our game stream and for the podcast as well. I'm not sure. We'll have to figure out what we're going to do with we're going to live stream the podcast or not. I mean, it'll be easy enough.
Yeah, that's true. We'll have to try it over Discord. And we've
done it before,
similar things.
but
It would just be more set up on all three of our ends.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
Unless we found a place to do it. I don't know.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, we wouldn't have as good as soundproofing and all that, but
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
we'll see.
We can talk about it.
So yeah, the next time you'll see us, we'll be in our new studio, and we're excited. It's going to be really cool. We have a lot of plans. So
We can open up to some Q&A,
Oh, yeah.
I guess. I don't know who's
I
here.
think Melon is still here. That's maybe.
Melon and Turner already left.
Yeah, who was here earlier? It's Boom. Oh, he hasn't said anything since
What
the
did
shout out.
Zevi said? Or Zevi said what?
Zebby sent a skull emoji. Pretty
Oh.
sure.
About the
Earlier.
studio.
No, the studio. Green light. He's such a corn dog. He's so corny.
Have you? He's been on the podcast, I think, right?
He's
The
been here for
He was there
the
for
gross candies.
The wasn't he here for the Mountain Dew one? Or not Mountain Dew one. The soda one. Yeah, I'm here.
We need to plan some more activities.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if you've seen our previous ones, but we've done weird candies, energy drinks,
We did
chicken wings.
what was that hot sauce you got?
the Satan one.
The bomb?
The bomb, is that it?
I still have it.
I thought it was called the Devil's.
Well, we did
something.
that as
That
well.
was the devil's toe.
Oh, Toe of Satan.
Toe of Satan.
Yeah.
Why are we moving studios? Someone's gonna take this the suite that we're in, so we're just gonna move to another room. But we're gonna rebuild our studio, kind of how we originally wanted it. So
It's gonna look different, but it's gonna look good.
Chat looked weird up there for a second.
You just want a new
Changed
environment.
it.
the whole
I mean, we would like to stay in this one, but we're kind of being forced to move.
Well, sort of. We kind of knew this was going to be the case because we had the option to buy the whole suite, but we just didn't really have use for all those rooms because they prefer people who buy out the whole suite instead.
Yeah.
So we always kind of knew that at some point someone might do that.
Yeah.
But they've been really good to us and helped us get like another space, and they're putting in a wall and stuff for us.
Yeah. I think this is good though, because this gives us the opportunity to build the studio environment that we kind of originally wanted.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot more relaxed, way more open. We're gonna have to build we need to make a coffee bar so we can like have coffee always on hand.
Wait, Melon, you hope it's better for gaming and stuff? I would assume so.
Oh, it definitely will be.
Yeah.
We're not gonna have these chairs. We're gonna have like what are they called? Lounge chairs.
Lounge sofa chair type thing.
Like a singular sofa chair, and we're gonna have 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be cool.
It's gonna look
I
different.
don't want to give it all away, but there's gonna be like animated aspects. I don't know. It's gonna be cool. It'll be
It's gonna
interesting.
take a lot of setup.
Yeah.
But
I always like improving our setup too, because like
Yeah.
it's always weird doing something different for the first time.
Mhm.
We did podcast audio for maybe a year before we
Yeah,
decided
it
to
was a
do video,
while.
and then after the video, we did that for a year. We decided to go live with it. So I actually really enjoy live.
yeah,
I'm fully comfortable with it.
yeah.
Like we streamed for so long that it wasn't weird to transition into that.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Any other questions in the chat? I think.
We didn't do a game stream this week because we were playing Sons of the Forest when it came out.
We'll do one next week, and I think what was it that we were planning on doing?
Do we have a plan?
Well, we were
What?
thinking about doing we're gonna do bang on balls or something.
Oh, yes, since we're going to be remote.
Yeah.
So we're going to have our old style streams for a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll do like, I don't know how long it'll take us to get set up in the new studio. I'd say probably 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a PS5 or something eventually, and we could play
Oh, that would be cool.
the exclusives.
That would be cool.
Because we want to do more of those sort of all-nighters. We probably start earlier in the day, so it's not quite an all-nighter. Like we did Resident Evil 7. People really liked that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Resident Evil 7 was only like 8 hours.
Only.
Like, well, the thing is, if we play like a BS exclusive, there'd have to be multiple streams. Because like I know
Like
God of
20
War
hours.
Ragnarok is like 20 something.
Yeah.
Well, we just wouldn't do
Yo, Among
the
Us
side
official.
quests and stuff.
What?
Sick.
Is that really Among Us?
I don't know. There's no check mark.
It's official though.
No, it's Among Us. In
It
real life.
is 4 subscribers. Okay.
But
Yeah.
What's up?
we could do it over the course of like a month, like a 4-parter.
That'd
Yeah.
be cool. Yeah.
And that'd be fun. Like we just take turns.
I want to play the Uncharted games.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are good. Those are excellent.
I
wanna
really
play
want to
those.
get. I mean, so a PS5 sounds nice to get, right?
Yeah.
But then I realize I'm gonna have to buy games, and
Yeah.
each are $70 now. So let's say 10 games I want. That's $700. That's a lot of
It's
money
more
for
than the
games.
actual console itself.
Literally, yeah. If you want 10 games on PC, you can get it for like $70 if you get them on
Yeah.
sale.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm not really considering getting like a console.
Yeah.
I
We have the
just- I
Steam Deck.
need
We
it.
don't need
Yeah.
a console.
Every time I have the urge, I just remember games are just through the roof expensive.
Yeah.
And that's why I love PC gaming, because it's initial expensive investment to get into it, but once you're in, then you can actually build up a library of stuff that's going to be evergreen. Like it's never going to be outdated.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get stuff on PS4, those games are not going to be on PS5 for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of them are cross compatible.
Yeah, but if they're not,
Yeah.
I don't know. They're just new features on each one that are missing from the old ones.
Yeah.
And you can't play PS3 games.
Well, I mean, plus a lot of the PS exclusives are coming to Steam anyways, so it's like,
Oh yeah, the other thing, Melon. Yeah, I saw that. Jackbox. That might be another good one as well. When we're
Oh, yeah.
when we're remote. We'd have to be kind of careful.
yeah, because you
Oh.
can say anything.
You
in
can turn a
Jackbox.
filter on, I think.
That's for the game itself. I don't know about the inputs.
We'd have to be trusting of the people that we allow
Yeah.
to join.
Even in our like little group, sometimes it gets a little wild.
I mean, not even on purpose though.
Yeah.
Like some people say, okay, so the stuff I put like an actual prompt, but in such a weird way that it
Yeah.
can be construed any other way you want it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I answer the question, but I make it so like berserk and like weird and like crazy.
Like if people read the actual prompt, they'll be like, "What are you talking about? This
Yeah.
is disgusting."
Yeah, I'll like describe it. It'll be like, what's your dream about doing this or something? And I'll say it, but I'll say it in like the weirdest way.
All the descriptive and just like gross descriptive words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll have to have some rules, and if people break those, then they're gonna be kicked out of it.
Yeah.
It'll probably be extreme. Like if you do it on our stream, you're just gonna get kicked from our server entirely.
Yeah. Yeah. Because no randoms either. Like we gotta like.
We have to know that. Well, I mean, not no, like no.
Yeah,
but,
like melon. Yeah.
yeah, like people that talk and chat and stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That we know from that. So
Yeah. I think that I'm pretty sure that's pretty much it. We don't have many other questions. So yeah, say goodbye to this studio.
yes,
We'll be back in a new studio in a couple weeks, but we'll be remote for the next couple. We can give. Yeah, I don't know, Melon. We'd probably keep it more people we know or people that are.
Yeah, we trust you, Melon. We trust.
Oh yeah, yeah. All right, well, that's gonna be it. Thanks everyone for watching, and thanks for sticking around. We will see you in the next podcast.